Welcome back, students. Now this is the viva on the first rib. First rib is very easily identified because it is the smallest bore, smallest rib I mean to say. Okay, as we go up from the seventh rib upward, there's the decrease, and as I said, we go downward also there is a decrease. So this is a small in size, and it has three parts, this bone. It is the head of the rib, then this is the neck of the rib, this is the tubercle of the rib, and then the rest of it is the shaft of the rib is there. And because shaft is a flattened, above downward the shaft is flattened, so it will have a superior surface, it will have a inferior surface, it will have a outer border, and it will have an inner border. So there is an outer border and inner border. This is in marked contrast to a typical rib, which has an upper border, a lower border, a external surface, and an internal surface. So that is the difference between the first rib and a typical rib. Okay. Now this will have at the head a single articular round facet. See this? A single articular rounded facet is there for articulation with the body of the first vertebra. Thoracic vertebra body will articulate single. There is no demifacet as we have seen in a typical vertebra. Okay, there is a narrow neck, a very short neck. The neck is also flattened above downward. Now the upper surface of the shaft will show the presence of the roughening, and roughening is because there is a presence of a tubercle here. This is called as the scalene tubercle, which is close to the outer border. Okay, I'm sorry here, scalene tubercle which is close to the inner border, and a tuberosity here for the attachment of the scalenus medius muscle. Okay, so it is a roughening near the outer border, a tuberosity or tubercle, scalene tubercle near the medial border. Then there is a roughening near the anterior end. There is some rough area here near the outer border in front of the tubercle is there. So the superior surface, because of this presence of this tubercle, will show the two shallow groove, one going in front of the scalene tubercle, this shallow groove of the on superior surface, and another shallow groove is here just posterior to that of the scalene. So there are two shallow grooves are seen, not very deep groove, very shallow grooves are seen. Okay, and if you will see the other surface, you can trace your finger on the other surface, and there is no, I mean to say, roughening. It is smooth, and this is smooth. Okay, there is no subcostal groove. Okay, as we have seen in case of the I mean to say typical rib. Okay, in case of the typical rib we had seen it. Okay, so now question will be asked that to which side this rib belongs. So the first rib belongs to which side? And very well you can answer that. Okay, this rib must be belonging to that of the left side. Reason being that there is a rough area is the superior surface, and a smooth area is inferior surface. So this rib belong to that of the left side. If you will keep it to the right side like that, okay, then what will happen? This smooth area becomes superior and the rough area become inferior. So rough area should be superior. That's why this rib belongs to that of the left side. And how you will keep it into anatomical? Another question immediately will come, how to keep it this in anatomic? Just see this, I am just keeping or holding this bone obliquely. Head is towards the median plane to articulate with the body of the first thoracic vertebra. This is tubercle which will articulate with that of the transverse process of the first thoracic vertebra for costo-transverse joint, and then the shaft, rough shaft should be inclined. So the whole bone should be inclined almost at the 45 degree. Okay, so don't keep it horizontal like this, always keep obliquely so that the head, neck and tubercle should be at a higher level, and the anterior end which will articulate with costal cartilage should be at the a lower label. So this will be the anatomical position and the side determination. Then question will come that what are the relation, soft tissue relation on the upper surface, which is a very important question. Then you tell that in front of the neck and head there are three important structures are attached. Most medially there is the presence of the cervical sympathetic chain here somewhere near the head. This is in relation anteriorly with the cervical sympathetic chain is here, and then this may be directly related to the cervicothoracic ganglion of the sympathetic chain. More lateral to this sympathetic chain there will be an artery, and this is called a superior intercostal artery. Okay, superior intercostal artery will be here in neck, in front of the neck. So second marking you can mark with the chalk in front of the examiner, and so that this is the superior intercostal artery. And more laterally will be a nerve that is called as the first intercostal nerve. This is called as the first T1 rami, that is the ventral rami of the first intercostal nerve will be in relation. So three important structures, they are in relation to that of the neck of the first rib. Then you can say to this rough area there is the attachment of the scalene medius muscle. Okay, the rough area. Okay, scalene medius. Okay, this whole rough area which I had shown you here, this rough area will give attachment to the scalenus medius muscle, and to the scalene tubercle here there will be the insertion, attachment or insertion of the scalenus anterior. So scalenus medius is here, scalenus anterior here, and then on to the outer border of the, it is the first digitation, okay, outer border. First digitation of the serratus anterior will be there, and very close to its junction with the costal, I mean to say cartilage here. Here this rough area gives origin to the subclavius muscle, this extending on to the costal cartilage also. This is the most anteriormost, and on to the superior surface it is the subclavius muscle which will insert into the clavicle in subclavian groove of the clavicle. So this is the subclavius muscle which will be attached here. Then important relation will be that in the groove here just in front of the scalene tubercle there will be the vein lying here this way. This vein is the subclavian vein. It is the subclavian vein, and then there will be artery which is just posterior to the scalenus tubercle in the second shallow groove, and this area is for the artery, and that is the subclavian artery. At the outer border this will become the axillary artery. Okay, till here it is the third part of the subclavian artery will be here. So these are the various attachments, soft tissue attachment of the first rib. Okay, so this is most important bone to be asked with favorite of the examiner. So you should learn by making the chalk impression on your bone. Okay, so you will not forget. There is no subcostal groove. So this groove is not very much, I mean say bone is related to the first intercostal nerves and vessel. It is at away from the bone. Okay, away from that of the bone. Okay, this completes the every aspect of the viva of the first rib, including the anatomical position and the side determination and the soft tissue attachment. Thank you very much for watching this video.